While Washington is focused on the Supreme Court nomination, today is the day the Farm Bill expires. Many have been hoping for some action there, including Nebraska Farmers Union. We visited with John Hanson for more. Well, talking issues with John Hanson of Farmers Union, what are some of the big issues kind of on your plate these days?
Gosh, we've got a lot of big issues. Of course, we've got all of the impact of tariffs and all of the trade issues that are going on at the national level. We've got a lot of distortion within the distribution system because in part of the tariffs, we're seeing some grain on the ground a lot earlier than we'd like to see it. Of course, we're trying to take two very different farm bills and meld them together in time to get them through Congress so that we avoid the deadline when the Farm Bill expires.
Talking about the Farm Bill, you mentioned that. We've got a Senate bill, which is by and large a bipartisan bill that seems to have pretty broad support from both sides of the aisle. Meanwhile, in the House, much more of a conservative-leaning bill with a lot of kind of the work requirements for the food stamps, that kind of thing, a little more partisan maybe it would seem. I'm guessing you probably would prefer more of the Senate type of a version of the bill there.
Well, the Senate is much more to our liking. It is, when you really stand back and look at it, a more poorly funded version of what's not working now, which looks great compared to the House bill. Sure. The House bill came out for the first time ever on a straight party line vote out of the House Ag Committee, a bad precedent to set, and it passed strictly on a party line vote within the House. That is not good precedent, it's not good policy, and so in the case of the House Farm Bill, it completely eliminates a lot of critical programs that are really important to agriculture and very widely supported. So they're zeroing those programs out, and the Senate version is more of a status quo. How do you conference those two things together on the farm program side? And then when you get to where the bulk of the votes are in the House of Representatives, we only have about 43 or 44 rural congressmen out of 435, and so when you apply the food assistance work standards to that, the Senate didn't go there, but that's a deal killer for not only the Democrats but also a lot of moderate Republicans. So it is obviously not an effective or appropriate response to the worst farm crisis since the mid-1980s.
With harvest in full swing, it's easy to put in long days in the combine, but don't let safety slide. NTV's Lauren Coomer has some important reminders.
One Lexington farmer says the new technology is helping make harvest safer and is preventing accidents from happening. As the combines plow through the fields this harvest, a farmer who has been farming for over 30 years says a lot has changed since he began in the 80s.
There's a lot of advancements in the harvest and combining that's helped with safety and operator comfort.
Beatty says advancements like climate control in the cabin and lighting have made it safer for farmers during the harvest season.
There's a lot of less injuries in harvest now than there used to be. You go clear back to when my father was farming, there was a lot of people who got injured in corn pickers. And safety was not as prime importance back then as it is today, and so a lot of safety features, the ability to combine later in the evening with all the new LED and halogen lights we have on the combine help a tremendous amount.
Manufacturers also focusing on safety when designing the equipment. Beatty says if he gets off the combine seat, the combine head will automatically stop.
All in all, I think the manufacturers got better about making safety equipment to shield the chains and belts. Well, the first time they were doing this, the safety equipment was such a hassle to get on and off that when we did some repair work, we just left the safety shield off. Well, now they've got the safety shield so they're easy to remove and easy to put back on.
And Beatty agreeing with Nebraska Extension, both saying rest is a key aspect to staying safe because mistakes are easily made when farmers are overtired and overworked.
There's definitely some things that farmers need to be concerned about. Safety, as much as we don't want to probably think about it, safety really needs to go at the top of that list. I know that we need to get things out of the field. I know that time is very precious and valuable, but you are as well as the operator, the person that's doing all of the work.
For more information on how you can practice safe harvesting, you can head to our website, nebraska.tv. Lauren Coomer, NTV News, Lexington.
Students at NCTA get real-world experience. Renke is one company helping provide students in Curtis with the equipment they'll be using to work in a real-world environment. One student who graduated last year tells us the partnership with Renke is what helped him land a job right out of college and already knowing how to handle the equipment.
I know like what the components I'm looking at. I know like structural stuff from the pivot. And so like when people are talking about stuff or I'm trying to fix something, I'm not like completely new to it. I still got a lot to learn, but the school, it gave me a really good first step into like the whole pivot industry.
It's helpful for us in the long run because a lot of the students that come out of there, those kids go to work for our dealerships throughout the United States. So for example, we've got kids that have come through there from not only Nebraska, but I know they've got some graduates from Colorado and Idaho and Montana and some other states. So it helps us spread out those skills across the United States.
An instructor for the Nebraska College of Technical Agriculture says he sees the students develop a lot of confidence.
The hands-on component is one of our strengths. About 3/4 of our course each year or each semester is hands-on, with the other third being lecture. And so it's a neat way to combine knowledge as well as skills.
NCTA offers associate degrees as well as certificate programs for some of these specialty programs in high-demand jobs. We will have your harvest forecast next. Later, how kids learn about the beef industry in a unique way at Exarban. Stay with us.